now tuned in to the Creative Ass Podcast.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Creative AF Podcast, where we talk about everything indie arts and entertainment. My name is Michael Mueller. I'm the owner of the M3 Creative Studio. I'm joined with Curtis Wyatt, actor, writer, director.
Yeah, I do a little bit of something.
A little bit of everything. He's the head of our TV and film for M3 Creative. Our sponsor today is the Atlanta Film Production Group page, one of the most active indie film pages on Facebook, so make sure to check them out. We have two really amazing and awesome guests today, right here out of Atlanta. They just got back from France.
Oh, they travel?
Yeah, I believe it's not Paris, Georgia, right? It's like Paris or Cannes, right?
Y'all actually
Photoshop pictures.
Oh, okay, cool.
We Photoshop pictures. We were in Decatur the entire time.
Cool.
So we have filmmaker Bobby Huntley and producer Eric Rai'Vaun. How you doing, gentlemen?
Hi, I'm Paul.
See, I really just wanted Bobby on the interview. I really just wanted Bobby, but I was like, that would be odd if I just reached out to him directly. So I was like, I had to pay the cost to get him here. Right?
You did the right thing.
I did.
You did the right thing, because I would have like, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Bobby, say something.
Oh, hi, hello, how's everybody doing?
He's like, yeah, okay. So, France, how was it, gentlemen?
Man, it was definitely a vibe. It was great. It was, I had a lot of fun. I mean, frankly, every year for the rest of my life, I'm going to be going back, so it's already a done deal.
I love the confidence in that. I think, I will say, it's pretty awesome knowing that you guys did your cast and crew screening of the film here before. Mm-hmm. So I kind of feel like we got like the sneak peek of everything beforehand.
Yeah, that just hit me right when I was pulling up. I was like, wait a minute, that's a full circle moment right there.
Yeah.
So the first one this is the first place we showed it.
Yeah. So that was really, and I know just the production quality, everything, the edit, and just the way you laced the soundtrack to it, I was like, that's pretty awesome, right? And then just to kind of see its journey, and now it's getting all these different awards and everything like that. Did you, I guess that's the hope when you go into making a film, but obviously you don't ever know exactly what is going to happen, right?
You never know. Yeah, we just had a vision for it, and we just, the number one thing as, creatives, we just hope people get the right sense of what we were trying to say, our motivations and stuff, and our earnesty and our message and things like that. But at the end of the day, you can't really control it once you put it out there.
So what, kind of take us back to like you writing the story and where this story derives from before it gets to screen.
Well, as we can recall, I mean, we're still in the thick of it, but 2020 was just hell. Nothing made sense. Everything was just awry.
The longest year in history.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
And this year's just zooming by for some reason.
Bruh.
But
that's true.
Yeah, so, with everything with the social uprising and, the police brutality and all those discussions and things that were going on last spring, I just wanted to use my voice to kind of like, I don't know if help is the word, but just say something, do something from where I was sitting. And, I think a couple years before, I was very influenced by, please forgive me, Nina Simone, who said that it is an artist's duty to reflect the time. And
I like that.
Yeah, so that kind of really influenced me the past couple of years to not just, I mean, you can write whatever you want to write about. It could be whatever, but every once in a while, check in with what's going on around you and have your work reflect that if you can. And so I wanted to create a space. And also, I'm trying to develop my horror, thriller, psychological kind of voice, because that's not really my genre, but that's something I'm very intrigued by. And so I just combined all those things with TNC, and just to basically express what it felt like to be a black person, not only in America, but the world. and just express it in a unique, crazy, intriguing kind of way. And that's what we came up with. And then I tapped Buddy over here, and we pulled it together somehow.
Not you, Rai'Vaun. He's talking to G.
That's what I thought he was.
He's talking
No,
to
one of
G.
the
He was part of the film too.
Yeah, one of the interesting things though, because like we saw your film, definitely dope, and something that we always talk about being here at the studio is building your team and building your tribe. So when it came to this project, like you said, you brought on Rai'Vaun, but when it came to it, once you got finished with the script, did you immediately know who your team was going to be, who you were going to bring in? Because I know you've been doing this for a minute now. Like I said, the first time we had a little conversation before here, Charlie was the first film that I saw of yours, and then also everybody saw Coronaman. We can go ahead and go into that too. But did you already know your team going in, or was it like, okay, I'm going to have to get different people for this project, or some people were busy, or?
Yeah, pretty much. I just pretty much go in at zero with each project because you never know where people are and what's going on. And was that our first project we did together?
TNC.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Really?
Very first.
I forgot that. Okay, so right, it's just been so much crap in between. But
He said it was 2020, but it was a dark time for everybody.
But yeah, so I mean, I randomly like plant seeds in people. So I'm like, hey, when it's your time, when I feel like, because things got to align, I'm gonna hit you up, I'm gonna tap you, and let's see what we could do. Because I always keep my eye.
Consensually.
A consensual tap.
I don't even feel like that was something that you needed to bring up. We kind of I don't take him as an unconsensual guy. Like he's
He
just
said, I'm
gonna
just tapping people. Tapping. All right.
My lord. But
Bobby,
yeah.
anyways, you were saying.
Yeah, so I tapped this guy consensually. And it just turns out that, he was, no, it feels weird. It turns out you were ready.
I thought you was moist.
I'm moist. I'm always moist. But he was like, yo,
that
let's
word
go.
everyone hates too.
It's my favorite word. I'm adopting that word. It's my official word. I just love how off-putting
The
it
new
is.
Bobby Huntley film, Moist. There it is.
It's going to be our shirts. Like, it's going to be a part of my branding. Watch out, 2022. It's going to be all
Oh,
moist.
Lord, and it's all because of Rai'Vaun, right?
But yeah, he was like, yo, let's go. And for me as a creative, I need someone who can give me energy.
Right,
Because we can
That's
get in our
important.
head and in our way. And, I got this thing I want to do. Yo, let's go. That's what I look for. If you come back to me and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, well, all right, well, I'll see and then I get turned off immediately. Like, yeah, we're not on the same.
Yeah. That makes sense. So, going through the casting process, when you wrote it, did you have your lead in mind? Did you write it specific around somebody that you knew, or what was that like?
I don't believe I did. I know that there were some people that, we get actors hit us up all the time.
Right.
Some people are a lot more persistent than others.
Yeah.
But, I always keep my mind on them. So, there was, I don't think I did we didn't do a casting call, right? There was just a handful of guys I wanted to see. So we went to the location, which was a bar. Shout out to Bigelow's on the east side, Decatur. And just spent an afternoon, just had like one come in at 1 o'clock, one come in at 2 o'clock or whatever. And, we just had like my main actor who played the bartender, Cecil M. Henry. We just had everybody play off of him. So it was more so like a chemistry test. And I just recorded it on my phone and, was just basically able to assess who could give me the performance that I needed. And ultimately I went with Mr. Tyree Pinnock, who was one of the most persistent actors, like 5 years before that point, like in my DMs and inbox all the time.
So it's like and that's your example of the timing falling properly.
100%. Yeah, it took us 5 years to find the right project to do together.
And I think, it's great that you mentioned that because I don't think a lot of actors think of it that way. And I know that there's always people that I make a mental note of, but it may not be for the thing I'm working on right now. But you have like this idea, and then when you find that character and you're like, I know the perfect person for it. And I think that's a tough thing with actors.
Yes. It's tough for us because I can definitely tell you you always want to be working. You always want to be bettering yourself. You always want to be developing. And the thing is, when you see someone that's creative, when you see someone that's constantly doing stuff, you want to join that team. And you're like, look, man, whatever role y'all need me in, I can play. Because as an actor, you feel versatile that you can do any role. It doesn't matter whether I'm the villain, I'm the hero. And then the sad part is you see them doing projects, and then you may see a role that you could have possibly done, and it's like, man, I wish he would have called me for that or reached out. But like you said, it was 5 years, and it was like, it had to be this one. It wouldn't have been those other ones, you being the clerk or that other person. It was this one, and it just so happened that I needed you for the lead for this one. But that was 5 year process. And for actors, and like now that I'm on the other side creating more, I better understand it, because there's actors that I keep in my tool belt that I'm like, oh, this person I know is going to kill this when the time comes. But for this commercial or for this little spot, that's not you, homie. But for this one right here, this is you. And it's actually, Rai'Vaun, you can actually speak a little bit to this. When it comes to a project, what was it about Bobby's that you were like, this one, yeah, we can definitely collab and do? Because I know for you, you're very selective of the people that you choose to work with and stuff, because he said 5 years for him to choose the actor. Oh, probably not for you. Probably not for you, but for other people.
I mean, he be out in these streets. I
know.
Like,
Rai'Vaun's a little bit of a whore. I mean,
He's a
so I mean, I see him popping up on.
Whore.
Is that a thing?
I'm a selective whore.
That's a thing.
I'm an upscale whore. If that makes
That's
sense.
a thing.
He's a good escort. He's a good escort.
I don't need to take this.
I'm out of here. Fuck this.
I've been to Paris and France.
Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. The bouginess.
Oui. But no, I met Bobby right before I went on tour the first time. No, right after I came on tour, 2016.
Yeah.
It was 2016. It was I had just come back from China before the whole. Yeah.
Did you bring it back with you? Is that what happened?
No, didn't happen.
Patient zero.
The irony is you come back from China, he does a film called Coronaman, and now all of a sudden, I don't know. This is for the conspiracy theories out there, right?
Exactly. I'm not even going to say I did that. But no. So, me and Bobby, we met at this, what was it, Dope Flicks and Chill?
Yeah.
And we just spoke, and we exchanged numbers, and then I haven't spoken to him until last year, the top of 2020, and then we reconnected, and then a few months later he was like, tap. He just put tap in my DM, and I was like, I'm ready. I already knew what that meant, because I've listened to him.
I may have to steal that. Like
So he tapped me, and I was like, boom, whatever it is, let's do it. He said, all right, well, meet me at this, and that, and fourth. And at the time, I had a job as well. So I would leave my job to go to Decatur, which is 45 minutes away. And we met at Bigelow's, and I read the script for the first time. I said, yes, I am here for it. I whispered in his ear. That's why I did it like that. I whispered.
Oh, like you walked up behind him and
Consensually whispered.
Consensually
No, it wasn't
whispered in his ear. He consensually whispered in his ear.
Are you ready to take this ride, Bobby?
Oh God. Yeah.
Did you feel it was going to have the legs that it got?
Honestly, I've never been on this side of film, like as far as the indie film, film festival world or anything like that. This is first thing that I've done like this. So I didn't know what was going to happen. I just knew I seen his work. I knew what I was capable of. I seen the people around him. I said, this could turn out to be something good. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something great. So we made it happen.
So, Bobby, for you with the other, what do you think it is about the TNC project that just it elevated? You know, because it's not your first film. Like you have other films under your belt, but this, for me, it kind of just really elevated you as a filmmaker and put eyes on your film and you as a director that necessarily weren't there before. I mean, obviously, it just took you to France. So I'm like, what do you think the difference is with this project as opposed to your earlier projects?
Rai'Vaun.
Oh my God!
Who said that?
Security. Right.
Someone get him out of here.
I honestly don't know. It's like one of those things you can't really foresee and project, but it's one of those interesting things where I see TNC as almost like a slow burner. Because one of the things I found out is like sometimes to create something in the middle of something, it might be too soon for most people.
Right.
So there was an extensive period where I was like, people not getting it or people not watching it? Like, what's going on? Like, it's too quiet. I hate to say, I'm not used to my work being that quiet. But we kept being persistent with it and kept promoting it, kept pushing it and things like that. And it just eventually landed in the right hands. You know, all you need is that one person to see it, or, you know, people or entity and all those things. But it was a slow burner, but it just taught me, like, you just have to keep going with your project no matter what. So, you know, I'm learning how to take care and water my babies and watch them grow in real time as opposed to, like, just expecting it to just pop off like that. I mean, that's great. That's fun. But, you know, it takes time sometimes.
So what was set like? It had to be fun.
I was there. Of course it's fun.
Yeah. Oh my God, Bobby, for you, how was set? Because I mean, the cinematography is amazing. I think it looked absolutely beautiful. I know it's very driven by the soundtrack that's in it. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you knew in advance going in, that the repeat and the play of that song going through it? Was that part of or was that something that just happened in post?
Oh no, I typically do my own music for my films, and I brought in a slew of, is that a word? A slew? I don't know. A handful. A slew is the word. There we go. Of musicians to, you know, help me get my vision out there. And but yeah, music is extremely important with, you know, my films and stuff. Like, even now, my project I'm working on now, like, I just got back from LA. We were making the music before we shot, because it's an actual music film with performances.
Oh wow.
So those need to be pre-recorded. But just being on set, it was kind of weird because, of course, we were in the middle of the pandemic and safety was our utmost concern. But once you know, I had people in place to help with sanitizing everything, and we were properly masked and all that good stuff. But once we had that taken care of, everybody was, you almost felt like a relief, like we're on a set.
Yeah.
We're creating, we're having fun, we're in costumes, we're on, you know.
Yeah.
And shout out to my mom, she cooked amazing food, you know, so we ate good. I always make sure I feed people very well on my sets. No pizza allowed. And
Whoa. Hold on.
There's a lot of filmmakers that was raised on pizza.
Well, sometimes the favorite food of the filmmaker is pizza. So
real talk.
So yeah, let's not bash the pizza. Let's not bash pizza as crafty, okay?
As long as the food was consensual, that's all.
Yeah. Was the food, was it consensual?
Pizza.
So, anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, that was it. It was just like, what was it, like 2 weekends we shot or something like that?
Pickup shots.
Yeah. Pickup shots. So 3 days altogether, and it was just like, it was almost like we were in a world where the outside didn't exist.
That's awesome.
And I got to see people we haven't seen in months, and you know, it was all love. We had an amazing time. And of course, I told everybody, you know, we had NDAs, like, nobody saying nothing. And I personally just wanted to check in with people like 2 weeks, a month into it, just to make sure that they were healthy. I don't want anyone to say, oh, I caught COVID on Bobby's set and da-da-da-da-da. So once I knew we were in the clear, we did everything we were supposed to do to keep everybody safe. I was like, okay, yeah, we could start talking about it. I was like, nobody could know that we shot anything. We did it in complete secret.
How long were you in post for? Because I know you do all your own editing, right?
Months. It took a very long time.
Was it just because it's very, the way it's cut, and again with the musical selection and how that goes through, it hits in a certain way.
It's very purposeful. Very purposeful.
So was it just you perfecting it that took months, as opposed to it being something that maybe a couple weeks or a month would have been into it, or was it?
Man, he's still making edits to that film.
Yes.
He's like, I don't care if it was at Cannes. It's not done.
Yeah, I'm still trying to shave a minute off of it, really. But yeah, I mean, you know, the perfectionist in me, of course. And there was some technical difficulties, I think. But yeah, just once you edit the film, okay, now you got to get it colored. Now you got to do this and then I got to do the music and stuff like that. And then, you know, the musicians, they would send me whatever they send me, and I would have to edit it to the thing. Like, okay, at this particular moment, I want the guitar to do this here, but I didn't have the capabilities to, like, be that specific with people, especially if I'm asking them for a favor.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, well, just record a whole bunch of stuff, and I will splice together the performance that I want. And I did that with literally everything. Even with my own performance on the keyboards and stuff like that, I just had to piece everything. I had to learn how to work Logic or whatever stuff. Like, I went to some guy's house, and he was like, here, have that. And I literally learned how to make the beats at his house. And just, I had to get it done.
That's interesting. That's is it, so basically it came out of necessity, that piece of it, that doing the music and creating going to someone's house and learning Logic, it was like you would rather learn and do it than essentially try to reach out and have someone else fill it in?
Yeah, because, of course, we didn't really have the budget to, what's that thing you have to either pay for fast or cheap or something, that whole thing. So it's like I didn't really have the budget to do that, and then I didn't have the time to wait for that. And I'm very particular about everything. So when you ask people for a favor, so you got to be cognizant of that. So I was like, let me just do what I can do.
Give us an example of Bobby's particular listness that's consensual.
Man, if there's one hair missing from a picture that he like, okay, say casting, he has a very specific look. If it's not exactly what he said, no, this is all horrible. It's all horrible. Throw it all away. And I'm like, dude, we're not gonna get somebody to look exact. He said, we will. We do. Most of the times we have difficulty. That's when a lot of the creativity comes out and the best parts of the film come out. Another thing is, Bobby don't like talking. He
seems very talkative today.
Nah. He's very particular about that.
There's a camera on.
He doesn't have a choice. Okay.
I toot my own little horn. I may be the best thing that ever happened to Bobby. I'm the personality. I'm the one who likes to talk and talk to people and be the light of the room. Bobby is just like, shadow.
He just wants to tell the story.
Yeah, look at him. He's in the back right now.
Chilling. That's what I do.
But he's very particular. But as you can see, once he gets what he needs, the project comes out the way TNC came out. Mm-hmm. Even now, like I said, he's still the edit of the film that I saw in France. I was like, bro, I've never seen this film before. Why are you still making edits to it? He said, I saw something different. I need to go. It's a thing. Just don't worry about it. Just enjoy it. I was like.
He's like, programmers at Cannes, can you just, that copy I sent you, can you just delete that one? I'm going to send you a new link. Can you use this one instead? Is that?
Every time we have a new screening, we have a new edit of any of the films that we do. I'm like, bro, I've never seen this film before. It is not the film that I saw before. Why is it changing? But I was like, you know what? It's cool. It looks better. It sounds better. Like he looks at it every time like it's his first time, I guess, and he's like, I can shave that.
There's a science to it. Like, it looks different when you're watching it with people as opposed to being in your little cave editing and stuff like that. So sometimes you have to, like what I did with Charlie when I would go on tour with it. At each city, every different market, I had notes and cards that I had people write down. What character did you like? What scene did you like? What and I would take that and just reassess the edits. And sometimes it's just as simple as shaving off a couple seconds of this or that. It makes all the difference to the next city. So by that time, I'm like, okay, now I feel like I have something that I'm proud of, because that's what I treat the film festival market as. It's a way for me it's a screen test.
I call it workouts.
I have that's super interesting. So getting that feedback, how do you separate what is something you're going to make an adjustment to as opposed to something that's on like in a card and you're like, I don't agree, and not make it.
This was tough. Now, TNC was tough because this was the first time where I didn't get the immediate reaction that I wanted or that I was expecting. Due to some unforeseen circumstances of the initial screening. But one of the feedbacks I got, like, the music was way too loud. We couldn't really hear what was going on. And I'm like, the music is my favorite part. But I was like, no, okay, I got to shave it down to... so it's just trying to find a way to please everyone, but there's no, of course you can't please everyone, but you just have to find a happy medium to that. Because, I was warned before, like, hey, you might want to reconsider how you're placing the music. So, you got to listen to your audience.
Well, yeah, I think something that you said, talking about pleasing everyone, there's someone that we have to please. We need to take a break.
We do? Who is that?
To make sure that we make the dollars. We got to pay bills, bro.
Oh, so we're going to take a break and come right back. That's what you're saying.
We need to pay some bills. We're about to take a commercial break.
I'm not helping.
No. You just.
We're going to just.
I'm not doing that.
Well, can we consensually pay bills?
Let's consensually pay bills right there.
All right, that's cool. It's cool for a break. And we come back. And we're back. See, that's how we do it. Just we have a clean break.
That fast.
Did you pay the bills, Curtis?
I paid all of them. They're all paid for, all taken care of.
Rai'Vaun didn't have any money on him though.
No, you know how Rai'Vaun is. Look at him; he's homeless. All right, so what we're gonna go into, and what I want to ask to you guys, because I know how it is being a filmmaker and then getting that invite to a film festival. But Cannes, you consider one of the top tier, if not one of the best film festivals there is out there.
It's the Holy Grail.
So tell me,
festivals, right? Is it?
So tell me what it was like to get that. I mean, y'all went. I mean, how was it like? First of all, getting that notification of getting that invite, and then building up or saving up to go, and then actually having the trip.
Saving.
So, I'll go first because mine it's I'm better.
Okay.
So, oh stop. Again, this is my first time doing something like this, so I didn't even know what Cannes
That's
was.
what she said.
She did, but she loved it. So I was like, he said, "We're going to Cannes. We got invited." I said, "Diversity in Cannes." I said, "Oh, okay, that's what's up. Let's do it." He says in French. I said,
Wait a minute, you didn't even know where.
I had
You never heard of Cannes
I've
before.
never heard of Cannes.
Get him out of here. Get him out.
The disrespect.
I know.
I didn't know how big the film festival world was. I didn't know any of that stuff. I thought Bronze Lens was not Bronze Lens. What was the one that we did? One of the first ones we did. Was it Bronze Lens?
I don't remember, man. What city was it in?
Here.
Oh, here? Mm-hmm. Probably. Wait, I don't know. Yeah, Bronze Lens.
So Bronze Lens. I thought Bronze Lens was. I thought I heard of it before. I thought it was like one of those ones that was like in Canada and da da da. I said, "Oh snap, we got it." He said, "Bro, it's a good one, but it's not. You know, I don't want to say."
No, you go. But no, it was.
No, because I don't want.
Okay, yeah. Please remove. Let me turn his mic all the way down.
But it was awesome, like, because I wasn't expecting it. You never really expect these things. You just, you do your work and you try to put it out there and you just forget it and move on. But everything happened so fast. We only had a little under 2 weeks to put everything together. And I did not want to have to do any crowdfunding, but, my back was up against the wall. There was no other way to, do it. And I told all the cast and crew, and, I guess ultimately it was just me, Eric, and our lead actress, Danielle Manor. We were able to go at the last minute, and it was just like a dream come true. And even more to that, like literally the day before, we had a screening in Los Angeles at the Man Chinese Theater, TCL Theater in Hollywood, so that prestigious theater for Coronaman. And so to stand on that stage and be like, "Hey, okay, thank you for enjoying this film, but we're Coronaman 2, thank you, Electric Boogaloo, and thank you so much for this opportunity, but we're on our way to France tomorrow to screen our other projects." It was just a dope weekend day situation. It was
we were trying to. Rai'Vaun was in a little short that we did for the 48, and I texted him. I was like, "Hey man, we're gonna do a little cast and crew screening at the studio." He's like, "I'm busy. I have another film that I'm going to a preview for."
He started speaking not even like himself. I have a prior engagement that I have.
Yeah.
To go to.
He was like, "I'm gonna need to send you to my assistant, and we can see if we can make it happen or not."
God.
It was when I had to last minute host Greenlit.
Oh yeah, shout out to Greenlit. Okay,
Yeah, shout out to Greenlit.
Yeah, so I got shaded on that one, and I was like, "Well, okay, I can't really. What are you gonna do with the guy? You know what I mean?" But
they didn't adhere to any of my
demands.
Like I wanted a helicopter actually,
Okay.
and I settled for a car. They didn't want to send that. I told them I wanted all green Skittles, but flown in from Dubai. And I had to have 2 models sitting beside me. I don't care what they look like. Just had to be sitting beside me. They didn't want to do it, so I said, "You know what? I'm going to Greenlit."
and that's kind of what happened. But then I was just like, "Okay, cool."
There we go. All right.
Yeah. So with going to Cannes, is the future looking bright? Because I know that's really the pinnacle, especially like when you have a short, and are we going to see a feature TNC? What is what you can share with us? What does it hold, the future?
I don't know, man. What you think? Huh?
Greatness. It's great.
Let's not be so vague, okay? Can we?
All right. So again, first time being in Cannes. There were so many people that we were like, "Oh my gosh, there's so many people here." But the people at Cannes were like, "This is trash. This is not a lot of people. I'm like, what?
It was only like what, a quarter of the amount of people there.
Yeah, I'm like,
it still felt like a lot to us.
So many people there, and I'm like, what are y'all talking about? This is so many people. But being that there wasn't so many people there, we got to sit down in rooms and actually have conversation with people longer than, hey, how you doing? I'm a producer. Hey, how you doing? I'm a director. Hey, how you doing? This, and you know, the
right.
fast, oh, here's my card. Here's this, here's that. We actually got to sit down, have dinner, have drinks, and be one-on-one with some of these people. So there are some great seeds being sown right now.
Yeah, we built some great relationships with some amazing people, so I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. So I think that's...
So basically, you're not going to tell us anything. So that's how I take it. It was like,
that's
so that was the most a roundabout way of saying,
no,
you'll find out soon enough.
Well, honestly, in terms of TNC, I feel like I said what I had to say for that particular project.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we're always working on a lot of different things.
Right.
So there'll be a lot of things coming out in the very near future. So, yeah, including a project that we shot out there in Cannes. So, you know.
I forgot to say that. Yeah, we shot a film.
So you maximized your time.
I mean, this is what we do. I mean, we have to. I mean, you know.
Did you write this when you were there, on the way there, prior to, or as soon as you found out you were going, I'm like, I'm going to write something and I'm going to shoot in France? Or what was the...
Well, I didn't really overthink it. I didn't really think it at all. I just knew we had to do something while we were there. So we pretty much got there, got our footing and our surroundings, and how long were we there? Like 5, 6, 7, 8 days?
Don't let this man lie to you. I remember when I saw him thinking of something like he was constipated a little bit. We were sitting there walking. He was sitting there walking, and he said, we got to shoot something. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, give me your phone. And we shot a film. In the last 2-3 days we were there. We were there for 7 days.
Please tell me you're not the actor in the film.
Unfortunately, he is.
You're in France. You couldn't find anything better.
Well, fortunately, we was able to, on the last day, I found another actor to kind of replace him a little bit. So you'll see him, you know. It worked out. So
he's going to do a deep fake and just replace his face. You see how he didn't say anything about the actress? He was like, she was fantastic. It was just you.
She knew what to do.
Both times I've used Rai'Vaun in front of the camera, he was drunk.
Both times. I just thought about that. Both times. I've been drunk.
He does a great drunk guy.
Oh, so that's what I missed. So I need to have. So next time you need to. Okay, because we needed some help. So now I know what the help is.
Now he knows to get him intoxicated, and that will lead to the best stuff.
Yeah, he plays a great drunk guy. I mean, hands down. I mean, he sold it. So you know, if I don't know.
Pass the Hennessy.
There it is.
No, this
is
something.
What was it, Casamigos?
Casamigos.
Was it Casamigos I was drinking last time? No, it was brown liquor last time.
When? Here?
Yeah.
When was that?
I don't know. It was your project. It was.
I drink a lot, bro. I don't know.
That's why I'm always a drunk guy. He's trying to project his stuff on me.
I don't know. I think it's his go-to character. I didn't tell him in this last one to be drunk. All of a sudden, he's just like, he just turns into the drunk guy.
When can I see this?
Never.
Today. Before you leave.
We're putting it on.
It's on here, and we'll watch it right before you leave.
Nah, this is something I want to ask you, Bobby. Now, you being an Atlanta filmmaker and being inside this community, and we had a couple questions because we told people like what people we have coming in and stuff, and they have a couple questions. And one of the questions.
Oh boy.
No pressure. No pressure at all.
Yes, he is a man.
Chill.
All right, so one of the questions that we actually have here for you is when it comes to filmmaking, what is something that a first-time filmmaker can do to get people on my project? I don't have a lot of money, and typically people have to work for free. What do you do to make people want to work passionately for free or work for me whatsoever?
Okay, there's a lot going on there.
You could have told him it was a 3-part question, dude. It's like...
But essentially, if you're just starting out, you just have to use what's around you. Use your family, your grandma, whatever, your friends. You know what I'm saying? You kind of have to show as you're getting into the industry, in the community and meeting the people that you have experience and that you know what you're doing. Very rarely you could probably, get on and get around off of charisma alone. Like, you could sell yourself, hey, I got this idea, you know what I'm saying? Come on, it's going to be cool. But
that's not the Bobby Huntley way, though, is it?
Well, because I was doing this since I was 10, using my family. I went to film school, using my friends in the free gear.
Bobby is a Suge Knight of independent films. Don't let this quiet demeanor. I've seen him hang people over by their feet over balconies. Granted, we was on the second floor, but he does it.
We were on the first floor, but it happened.
Well, that was needless to say. There was years of grind before that, but you just use your friends to what's surrounding you, and really, that's possibly what wins people over. Just to know that you've created something with nothing, and just show your stuff. Go out there, go to festivals, do whatever you can to increase your visibility. And I guarantee you, somebody's gonna come up to you like, "Hey, I like your work. I want to work with you. What else do you have going on?" So it's a step-by-step process. Don't skip the steps. Enjoy the journey.
What do you think is something, both of you guys, this is a question for both of you, what do you think is something within the Atlanta film community that people get wrong or their perception of it is wrong? Like the way that they look at the Atlanta film circuit and independent directors, independent producers. Like, what do you think is something that people misjudge or do not understand about it?
Oh, my gosh. So now I get that question. That's what.
Sure.
All right. So...
Okay, Bobby, what's your answer? All right, so
laziness, complacency, not talented.
Don't start rambling off adjectives now that you got stuck.
I was trying to, I guess inch my way around it because there's a lot of things that people think about Atlanta, but you come here to use all our resources, so we can't really be that bad. There is so many talented people. I believe, in my biased opinion, that there are more talented people here in Atlanta than there are in LA.
I believe it.
Because
I think they're hungrier too.
Yeah, because I mean, you go to LA, people do the little starving artist thing and whatnot, but in Atlanta, there's so much comp. There's so much you can do, but people just like they're like, oh my gosh, these people in Atlanta, they're not true actors, they're not true directors, not true entertainers. Why the hell y'all keep coming here then? Why do y'all keep, we can make a project with $0 and make it look like we spent $100,000 or more on it. In LA, y'all spend $100,000 and it looks like I spent $5 on it.
They're choosing violence.
Yeah, well, look, they shot first. I'm not afraid.
Hey,
but yeah, that's basically the laziness, complacency, and untalented. But that's the first thing from the truth for me.
Yeah,
Clearly.
Bobby.
personally, I mind my business. I don't really think about what others think too much. But really, honestly, in all my travels, I feel that Atlanta has some of the best people, artists, actors in the world. And I think what it is that what helps is that the industry is still a bit new here. Mm-hmm. Slowly getting in middle age, but it's still relatively new. So we don't have the what's that V word? Okay, sorry.
It's not moist. That's the thing.
It's definitely not moist.
But in a city like I guess LA, that is everybody knows somebody who's doing something. Like it just doesn't really mean anything. Mm-hmm. The whole let's do lunch culture is very real. So here, like, if you find the right people, you want to do something, you'll get something done.
Yeah.
Because it's still an exciting thing. It's still a vibrant force that's, like, running through the energy of this place. Like, we all have places and things we want to get to and go. And that's something that's insanely beautiful. And I love that I'm a part of it. And I take full advantage of it.
That's really awesome. So one of the things that we do when we come into the end and try to wrap up the show, we have this segment that's called Secret Sauce. So it's one ingredient that you have in your tool belt that you want to share with the public that they may be able to add to their tool belt as an ingredient to whether it's creating or writing, anything in your journey that is something that is part of your process.
Something you wish you would have told yourself when you were starting out. Something you wish that someone would have told you when you were starting out. Just that secret sauce to help that next creator get through that next step, get through that next downtime. Because one thing is being a creator is we go through peaks and valleys, bro, constantly of creating and getting stuff done. So what would be that advice or what would be that wisdom that you would bestow on somebody else?
Don't be afraid to go in the rooms and talk to people and ask for what you want.
Ooh, can you elaborate a little bit more on that? I think that's a good one. Being vocal and upfront, right?
100%. And, I spent a lot of years after college just being afraid to go to events and network and sell myself. But you got to sell yourself and just like, hey, this is what I have. This is what I can offer. This is what I want. This is what I'm doing. How can we make this happen? So speak up for yourself.
I love that. Rai'Vaun?
You just need a Rai'Vaun. That's the secret sauce. All you need is Rai'Vaun. That's literally it. That's all the ingredients you need. No, seriously. Courage. You need courage because a lot of times we pick or we have ideas and we like it's so overwhelming, the thoughts of getting it done, how, when, what, where, who, that we psych ourselves out of creating projects, creating whatever it is that we see in our mind. So
Facts.
Having the courage to say, F it, I'm going to get it done.
Yeah. Basically getting the balls up and just doing it.
Exactly.
Consensually getting the balls up.
Word of the day, consensual.
Consensual is the word of the day.
And moist.
Consensually moist. That's how we're going to end the show. Consensually moist. I love it. That's going to be all the drops in the promo clips. It's
What
just
happened
like,
this podcast?
I don't know. It
even
fell
know.
apart as soon as Rai'Vaun came in.
I think it fell together. This might be the best one. You might get like 1 million views on this one.
I'm just gonna say we had Childish Gambino and make sure that people think that's you.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning into this episode of the Creative AF Podcast. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button or follow us either way if you're on YouTube, Spotify, however. Make sure to comment and hit us up. Let us know if there's a person you want us to interview or topics you want us to cover. Until next time, ciao.
Sexual seduction.
Moist, sexual, consensual seduction.
Au revoir.
Au revoir, bitches. Oh, shit.
Powered by M3 Creative.